So it's so nice to have Chantell from Consumer Friend with us, very well known in the industry. Chantell, we wanted to pick your brain a little bit. Um, when credit providers think about debt counselors, of course, you have a particular viewpoint. You seeing us debt counselors from your perspective. Tell us a little bit in your experience or in your mind, what is it that makes a good debt counselor? How does one figure out if you're dealing with a good debt counselor?
Well, firstly, we have to ask ourselves, what is debt counseling? And as defined in terms of the NCA, it's rendered a debt relief measure intended to assist over-indebted consumers struggling to pay their debt. And how does a debt counselor do this? Well, not only is the DC's duty to negotiate reduced payment plans, reduced interest, reduced payments with credit providers on the consumer's behalf, but it also involves guiding that consumer throughout the entire process by giving financial budget advice when needed, constantly keeping in touch with the consumer to see if they still understand where they are during the process and what is required of them to get them to that next step. I guess it all comes down to what this ultimately will mean for that consumer when they see that Form 19 clearance certificate and is finally declared debt-free. Now, there are many factors that describe a good debt counselor, but I'll just briefly touch on four main reasons that stand out for me. Number one, right from the get-go, before that consumer signs that Form 16, a good DC will ensure that the consumer is given a comprehensive explanation of the process while explaining the benefits of the program, also thoroughly explaining the risks involved. I have to admit, from time to time, we do get confused consumers phoning in and asking us, but why is my account blocked? Why I'm not able to purchase on my accounts? So that proper communication with the consumer in a simple but yet effective way, it is essential. And this also will ensure that they know exactly what they are signing up for and that they are 100% committed to start that journey. Secondly, is that a good debt counselor must have a sound knowledge of the process, the NCA and its regulations, constantly keeping up to date with industry changes, having a good relationship with various credit providers, and proper negotiation skills. So the debt counselor will also keep the consumer informed on their latest balances, proposal feedback, and court progress, etc. As an initiative to assist debt counselors and their consumers, our DREX online platform is so beneficial and user-friendly. We encourage consumers to work along with their debt counselors by signing up and getting registered to our online DREX consumer portal. Not only will this allow debt review consumers access to their debt review documentation, but consumers will also be able to view payments, current balances, and have the luxury of being able to extract detailed statements for their own peace of mind. And lastly, I would say being passionate about this work. A debt counselor that's passionate and have genuine empathy for that financially distressed consumer will be motivated and have that burning desire to help that consumer to financial independence. I always say a good debt counselor can be likened to a good doctor. Even after that sick patient is cured, that good doctor will from time to time still check up on his patients to make sure that the treatment that was offered actually worked. It's the same with a good debt counselor. From time to time, check in with the consumer, even after rehabilitation. Make sure that the process worked for that consumer, that they've learned something from it, so as to not find themselves back in that same position again.
Thanks, Chantell. That's an interesting insight into how you see things. And of course, you're dealing with a lot of debt counselors on a continual basis. So we really do appreciate your input and some sound advice for all the debt counselors out there on how we can look at our services in a fresh way and being consumer centric, of course. Thank you.